All right, good. Okay, good morning. We got everybody in Facebook on yoga. Everybody's situating themselves over on Zoom. We got a full house today. Wow. Okay, so we got you guys situated. You guys are situated. Everybody's in over here. Yeah, okay.
No, I see Chris now. I don't see you, Sam.
You don't see me? Did I move?
No, now I see you.
Yeah, you'll see me when we get going. I'm going to mute everybody. So, all right. I think everybody's in. Oh, my mom's missing. Uh-oh. Maybe she fell asleep.
You lost your mom?
Man, where'd she go? She didn't come in today. Oh, well. No mom today. All right, so I'm going to mute you all. And we'll do some yoga, so go find your mat. You all. All right, here we go. On our mats. And I'm going to... Okay, good. All right, thumbs up. We're all good over there? Y'all hear me? Good. Okay. Yeah, you know, I keep moving things around over here. Oh, I see myself on your cameras. I think we're good. Okay. So, let's close our eyes. Kind of forget everything that just took us to get here right now. I know we didn't have much of a commute, but maybe a struggle digitally. Just take a few breaths. And as you do that, just notice what's going on in your body this morning. Notice if you kind of have a little bit of the wiggles and you want to move around. Just get that out too. So if you have something, you know, you need to move, to stretch, to adjust, or moan like Ella over there, just go ahead, let it out. Maybe even a big sigh this morning. And then just begin to settle in. Feel that support of the mat underneath you. And know for the next, 50 some odd minutes that we've got nowhere to go and nothing to do, but to really be here and be present. And today, let's see if you can keep yourself focused on your mat. So anytime your mind wanders and goes off your mat today, just bring it back. No like stories about it. No, oh shoot, I did that. Just catch yourself and bring yourself back. And now see where you can create some space in your body, some lightness. Really press those sitting bones down on into your mat. Again, if you have a block and you want to use that block to lift yourself up, that's always an option. Some people like to use a blanket also. Take a big deep breath in through your nose. Fill up your lungs, your chest, and then exhale, let it go. Again, big breath in. Exhale. And do this on your own for a good 4 or 5 more full breaths. And with each breath, feel yourself kind of melting more into your mat, letting your shoulders relax, your jaw soften, the space around your eyes soften. Notice where you're holding tension and see if you can consciously just let it go. Not a big story around it, just let it go. And slowly open up your eyes. Clasp your hands and then press them outward. Lift them on up as you inhale. Really reach and stretch. Feel that the ribs opening, your side body opening. And then let's dip on over to the right a little bit. Feel that good, yummy space there on the left-hand side. And pulling that belly in. Come on back on up top and then dip on over to the right. Continue to try to pull yourself a little back so you're not hunched over, just opening that side. Notice your breath here, how it's changed. Maybe a little bit more difficult. Just go with it, no forcing. Inhale, come on up, and then one more to the right. Inhale, lift on up, and then to the left. All the way up, and bring our arms all the way down. Let's bring our arms back up again. Big breaths. And exhale. Feel your shoulders. I know some people said they were doing some mulching, rocks, yard work. So our shoulders may be a little tight. So we're going to work a little on that, on our lower back. And one more on up. Come down halfway, spin your palms face up, and we'll take eagle. So right arm comes under, left arm over. Bend your elbows, and either the backs of your hands come together or your palms come together. And if this is just way too much for you, you can always just cross your arms onto your shoulders. And close your eyes here too. And with your eyes closed, I really want you to feel all that you can feel in that space between your shoulder blades, maybe along your arms. And then very slowly moving just up and down with your elbows, and at the same time pressing your forearms forward. Forearms forward, shoulders draw down and back. And gentle movements. And notice where you are feeling this right now. And then come to stillness. Again, eyes are closed. Elbows should be about shoulder height here. And continue to draw your shoulders down and back and away from your ears. Big inhale. Exhale, unwind. And then let's in between maybe take some shrugs with our shoulders, just circling. Nice and slow, intentional. Breathing, full breath. Meet together down below, and arms come up. Inhale, exhale down halfway, palms flip, and opposite. So our right arm goes under, left arm goes over. And if you did something the other way, and just go opposite, no big deal. Same thing if on the other side you were able to get into full eagle here like this, and this side's not working, again, cross your shoulders. You can close your eyes, maybe make those small movements again. And as you do this, keep lifting the crown of your head, that very top of your head on up to the ceiling, keeping your spine long. Belly pulls in. Shoulders draw down and away. And notice here what you're feeling now and what sensations you're getting on this side. One more big inhale. Exhale, unwind. Maybe a couple more circles again. Rolling them on out. All right, let's bring our hands to our thighs over by our knees here, not pressing anything, just resting them. Sitting up tall, belly pulls in, left hand comes on over to your right knee, right arm comes right around, tucks right behind that tailbone for a spinal twist. So I keep moving my mat around, just trying to see if I can maybe shift my perspective here and see something new. So notice where you are on your mat and what it is that you're looking at. What is your drishti? Where have you set your gaze to? And can you see something new that maybe you didn't see last time? Relax those shoulders down. Inhale, lift up, create more length. And then as you exhale, maybe twist a little deeper, just going where your body will allow. So you don't want to push anything too much. Sometimes we say, oh, that feels really good. And then we kind of overdo. And the next day we're like, I don't know what I just did. So just kind of go with it. Inhale, belly pulls in, right arm comes across, and take a cat curl with your spine here. Again, that space between the shoulder blades, all that shoveling, yard work, kind of opening up right there. And maybe here you want to take a few little rocks and rolls. You want to sway on your sitting bones. And if you find someplace that feels really good, you can stay there. And then notice too, as you inhale really deeply, you can feel that space expanding. So if you find that sweet spot, stay there and just breathe into it. Inhale, lift on up. Right hand stays B, belly pulls in, left hand tucks right behind your tailbone. And so now see what you can see, something different at this perspective. Ella is just moaning over there. Oh, Ella. So again, back to what we were saying at the beginning too. Notice here if your mind is wandering and you're thinking about whatever there is to do or the cobwebs in the corner to dust. Bring it back to what you're feeling. Inhale that length. Exhale, maybe twist a little deeper. And if you've tensed up, then back off. Belly pulls in. Inhale, come back around. Left hand reaches over to your right knee and another cat curl. Noticing how the change in your arms maybe gives you access to something else that you didn't feel on the other side. Get a little swaying. Inhale, come all the way up. And let's crawl onto all fours into table. And since our group here did specifically talk about shoulders, we're going to do thread the needle. That's a good shoulder one here. So, as we stack all of our joints, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hips over knees. Okay, and you can bring your knees a little bit wider here if you want. Now that I've just stacked you all up, we're going to spread them out a little, but keep your hands still where they are. Fingers are spread really wide. Left arm, right arm reaches on up. Big breath in. And exhale, take that right arm, thread it on through under your right, or left rather. And just relax into that shoulder. So try to stay present right here. Not moving forward into advancing the pose just yet, but really feeling that shoulder opening. Maybe you can take your left hand and press on in a little deeper. Soften what you can soften, maybe your face. So this is all about your shoulders right now, nothing else. Option, if you want to kick out that back leg behind you like a kickstand, your left leg onto your toes, and roll yourself on over a little bit more onto that right shoulder. Maybe your chest can spin on up towards the ceiling, the wall in front of you. And be here for a few breaths. And then maybe here comes Ella. Lift your left arm on up. Take some circles with that left arm. Good girl. Yeah. And maybe create a bind. You can tuck that arm behind you. And if at any point that shoulder, that right shoulder starts to tense up, you can always go back. Maybe your gaze walks on up to the ceiling. And bring your arm back around, leg can come in. Press yourself up with that left hand, back into table. And we're going to stack our joints. Let's take a few cat and cow curls in between. So stack joints. Inhale, lift your chin on up. Exhale, curl. Really nice and slow, deliberate movements here. Inhale. Open up your chest, your throat. And as you exhale, feel each of those vertebrae in your back. Feel that space. They press out the air. Inhaling and exhaling at your own breath. And then go ahead, complete one more set. We'll all meet together with a neutral spine. All right, y'all look ready over there. So, again, if you want to spread your knees a little bit wider, right hand presses on in, left hand reaches on up, big open, big breath. Through and land right onto that left shoulder. So again, no rush to move forward with anything. If you need to adjust, go ahead, adjust.
Maybe you kick that left or that right leg out behind you. And if your shoulder creeps on up, just where you need to. Notice your breath. And maybe press that right hand a little bit more in. Open your chest, spin it on up. And maybe your right arm comes up. Circles with your shoulder. You can even make circles with your wrist, whatever feels good. Gotta listen to your body too, like literally listen to your body. Notice if it's making any noises. Alright, and then tuck it on behind. And if this is too much and you just want to go back to the beginning, go back to the beginning. No big deal. And your next inhale, bring your arm back down. Bring your leg on down. Press yourself back up. Back into table. And then let's bring our knees actually closer together and sink back into child's pose. So knees together in child's pose will release that lower back. Arms stretch wide onto your mat. Maybe your pinkies even come off the edges. Rest your forehead. Reach again with your fingers, maybe just walk them up a little, and then sink your forearms down and just melt. So we're going to hold our poses just a little bit longer today here, in a couple of them. Notice what comes up as you're holding these poses, and then just let it go. Maybe you can sink your hips a little bit farther down towards your heels. And maybe here you can roll your head back and forth on your forehead. Just give yourself a massage. Nice and slow. Back to center. Let's lift on up. We can open up our hips a little. So we're going to just kind of flop ourselves on down onto our mats. This is, I don't know, I call it flopping on and off, right? So we're going to go back and forth, pressing back into child's pose, and then rocking on forward, almost like into an up dog. Whatever it looks like, it's going to look different for everyone, but you should be feeling this in your hips. Really breathe. Nice and slow. I know your arms are working, your shoulders are working. Pressing those hands into the mat, lifting yourself up. Trying to match that breath with a movement. And then we'll all meet together in a neutral spine. Back into table. Good. How are we doing? Good? Oh, lots of thumbs up. I love it. Excellent. Okay. All right. So a lot of times we have back pain, especially after shoveling and all of that, and it's actually related to our core. I said it. I said the core word. So guess what, guys? Here we go. Into table. Left leg shoots out. Flex that left leg. Drop your hips slightly so your hips are square. Right arm extends out with your right thumb pointing up. Your gaze is right to the front of the mat. So we don't want to have our heads on up. Keep your head so your spine is long, like there's a yardstick going from your tailbone all the way up to the top of your head. Really pull in your core. And for a little bonus, you can either stay here or you can bring your elbow to your knee. Breathe in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Excellent. Bring it on down. And go ahead, take child's pose in between. Notice what just happened with your breath right here. Quickened a little bit. Your heart rate maybe kind of sped up, and you might feel that as your chest rests against your thighs. Let's come on back up into table. Stack those joints. Right leg kicks out. Again, maybe you have to drop that right hip just a little bit to keep those hips square. Left arm comes up, thumb pointing up. Gaze straight ahead. So you may find yourself kind of wobbling all over the mat. It's okay. And here we go. On your inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Great. And put them down. This time bring your knees wide. Big toes come together to touch. Sink on back. Child's pose, opening up our hips over here. Take a big, big, deep breath in through your nose. Clear it out, just sigh. It can maybe make it loud. Got all you people on mute, we can't hear you, so it's okay. If you're cursing me out right now, that's okay too. Come on up into table. Let's curl our toes on under. Spread your hands wide. And lift your hips up into downward dog. So just because this is where you came up, it doesn't mean you can't adjust your feet if you need to bring them out longer or in more. And we're going to walk our dog this morning. So one knee bend, one knee at a time. Oh my gosh, everything's cracking over here. It's great. Feel that maybe in your side, your hamstrings. Keep sliding your shoulders down away from your ears. And then come to stillness. And right foot to right thumb into a runner's lunge. So however we need to adjust ourselves to get there. Both feet are facing forward. Our hands are on the mat. If you have two blocks, this is a good opportunity to grab two blocks and put them there as well. Makes it a little more accessible. And we're going to try to stack that right knee right over the ankle. And then come up a little forward more on that back, on your back toes if you can. So again, maybe if you need to adjust something, keep that left hip drop down just slightly. And our left hand all the way down to the mat, to the inside of our foot. And we're going to reach on up with our right arm. This is a little tricky, I understand. But I think y'all can do it. Gaze on up to that right hand. Really press on in. And breathe. Draw those shoulders away from your ears so you're not all scrunched up. Good breath. Inhale. Exhale, bring that right arm down. Pull your belly in, twist back to center. Drop your back knee down and then sit on back. Flex that right foot. A little hamstring stretch. Keep drawing your shoulders down and back too, because a lot of times we get anxious, like, oh my gosh, this is new, this is difficult, and shoulders come up. So keep drawing your shoulders down and away. Still getting a thumbs up? Yeah. All right, let's rock on forward. Come back to table. And back to down dog. Oh, even Ella's moaning over here this morning. Left leg comes forward. Runner's lunge on the left. So take your time, set yourself up. You can make all those little adjustments, big adjustments, little adjustments. Shoulders draw back. Again, see if you can rock forward slightly onto that back foot so you're more on your toes. Press that right hand into your mat. Left arm reaches on up. Maybe your gaze follows it up to the ceiling. Shoulders still moving away. Maybe you rock even farther onto your toes. Big, big breath. Inhale. Exhale, belly pulls in, twist back to center. Drop your back knee and rock on back for a hamstring stretch. Flex that foot, front foot. Shoulders still coming down and back. All right, rock on forward. Come on back into table. And one more transition here, back into down dog. And then however you want to get there, just step onto the front of your mat. I'm going to take a nice forward fold. Both of your feet are at 12 o'clock. We're hips width apart. Keep yourself folded on down. If you really need to bend your knees, like really, really bend your knees, everybody try that actually. Put your chest, rest your chest on your thighs. That way your hands should be able to hit the ground. And then let your head go here. Maybe make some circles. Go side to side. Rock slightly forward onto the balls of your feet so you're not so much onto your heels. And then very slowly, maybe you can begin to straighten your legs just a little bit. We're never going to completely lock them out. Just keep lifting your tailbone on up to the ceiling. And maybe if you want, you can grab opposite elbows. So in addition to your hamstrings here, this is going to be like really hitting that lower back. See if you can lift and spread all 10 toes and then put them down. And then maybe you want to sway a little side to side, kind of move on over to your right. Forward, over to the left. Nice and slow. Keeping that belly pulled in again. Come on back to center. Release your arms down if they weren't already. Hands come to your shins. Lift on up halfway. And here we're going to work on creating a super long spine. So shoulders draw away from your ears. Crown of the head forward and your tailbone back. You can really feel again that space. shoulders back. Keep that bend in your knees. Gaze right down, straight ahead onto the floor. Long spine. Again, if I took that yardstick and came and put it on your back, it'd be nice and flush. Inhale. Exhale, fold one more time all the way over. And then let go of whatever else, whatever you want to do. If you want to shake things out, any more swaying, or you just want to hang and be with what is here. On your next inhale, very slowly, you can use your hands on your legs, your thighs, however, one vertebrae at a time. Come on up to standing. Notice if you go too fast, you might get a little head rush there. And once we've gotten to stand, we're all like out of camera here. We are going to bring our hands to prayer, bring our feet together, eyes closed down. Press your thumb knuckles into your sternum, to your heart center. Big clearing breath in. Open your mouth, sigh it out. One more, just like that. Big breath in. Exhale. Great. All right, so let's build mountain. And we're gonna build some mountain here. So our Samastitihi, with stacking all of our joints, feet 12 o'clock, about hips width apart, rooting on down, shins hug in, hips are at neutral. Kind of check your hips if they seem to be floating in a direction or another. Arms come down by your sides. Belly, pit of your belly pulls in and up. Notice if your ribs are poking out. It's like whack-a-mole over here. Shoulders are down, crown of your head lifting on up. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna cross that right leg on over our left. See if you can line up your toes. You're not gonna be able to, it's okay. And we're gonna reach our arms on up, clasp your hands. And over to the right. So you should feel right on the inside of this hip here, good stretch. Come on back to center and then over to the left. A little variation of our usual half moon here. Really good for the hips. Come on up. Arms all the way down. You can uncross your legs. Let's press on into the backs of our sacrum here. Soft bend in your knees. Open on up your chest. Exhale, bend your knees. Come on forward. Drop on over. Inhale, do that half lift that we had just done. We're just moving a little bit more quickly here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms wide all the way up. Bringing a little vitality to everything. So bring our feet together, close your eyes again. Notice how the change in the velocity of our typical asanas. All right, arms down, build that mountain again. And then take that left leg, cross it on over your right. Squeeze them on in towards one another. Arms on up, sink your shoulders. And then over to the right.
Inhale back to center and to the left. Feel that, oh, feels so good all along that right side. Inhale back to center, arms come wide, uncross those legs. Separate your feet, press on in, inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend your knees, drape on over those thighs. Head hangs heavy. And again, hands to shins, inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms wide, all the way up. Hands to prayer through heart center, eyes closed. And go ahead, you can sigh. Whatever feels good. Big breaths. All right, so let's do, since we were just crossing legs and we've crossed our arms, we haven't done our full eagle in a while. So stack yourself, get yourself adjusted into your mountain. Bend both of your knees just slightly here. Shift your weight onto your left foot. Lift your right leg. Cross your right leg on over. So you don't have to tuck your toe completely. Some people can, and that's great. Try to keep your hips square. It's really more important to keep your hips square. Keep drawing your shoulders down. You may want to just stay here. This may be enough, or we can bring our arms on up, bring our right leg, right arm under, left arm over, and take full eagle. Find your drishti, your gaze, and notice if you fall out, then just come back in and just start from the beginning. Unwind your arms, unwind your legs. Awesome, awesome job. All right, let's take a moment in between. Hands to prayer, close your eyes. Now, if your heart wasn't beating before, maybe now you can feel it. Well, it was beating because I see you. All right, back to mountain. Slight bend to our knees. Shift the weight onto that right foot. Left foot comes over. Cross your left leg over. Square those hips. Keep bringing your shoulders down. Arms on up. Left arm under, right arm over. And again, if you want to just cross your arms and take this variation, if you need to hold on to something, you can just stand up and take eagle arms. You can just do eagle legs. But don't just assume you can't do it and don't even try it. Unwind your arms. Unwind your legs. Oh, look at all those eagles. Awesome. Yes. Okay. What else? Since you're all like looking like you're rocking balancing today, let's try dancer. So facing your mat, we've got our mountain. Always starting with mountain, working from the foundation on up. Okay, build that solid foundation. Bring your left arm on up. Sink your shoulder into the socket. Externally rotate that right shoulder. So if you put your hand on your shoulder, you can feel it open. Palm spins out. Bend your right knee. Just kick on back. Just bend that knee, and maybe if you can grab a hold of something there, if you have a pant leg, or you grab the inside. So maybe you stay right here. Gaze straight ahead. Maybe you kick back, bring your leg up. And maybe you can even hinge at your waist. All kinds of options. If you fall out, just keep coming back in. But really press your hand into your foot into your hand. Yeah, that's enough. Come on down. That's good. That's great. Shake it out. That's good. All right. Mountain again. Right arm up. Sink your shoulder on in. Left shoulder externally rotates. Thumbs pointing out. Weight shifts to your right leg. Bend your left knee. And maybe you grab a hold. Maybe you kick back. Keep taking those hips square to the front, wherever you are. So maybe that left hip drops down a little. Embrace those wobbles. And bring it in. All right, looking good, folks, looking good. Where are we? Holy moly, holy moly. Okay, this happened again. So let's hit the deck. Jeez, today flew by. Let's come on into our Baddha Konasana. Ella, time flew. Sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. We're going to bring our left leg out in front of us, or right leg in front. Doesn't matter, we're going to do the other side too. Keep that foot flexed. Reach on up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Soft bend into your right knee, and we're just reaching on over. Nice long spine. Perfect. You should feel this in your that lower back again. Walk yourself on up. Switch sides. Nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, fold. So draw those shoulders away. You may not get very far, and that's fine. This might be just wherever you need to create that sensation with that stretch, right in your lower back. Inhale, walk yourself on up, all the way down onto your mat, onto your backs. Arms come down by your sides. Take your right knee, bring your right knee on in. And let's move that hip around and a little in the socket. If you need to bend your left leg, if your lower back's still cranky, you can bend your left leg. And then cross that leg over your body, arms tee out, gaze on over to the right. Belly is pulled in. Inhale, belly pulls in, come back to center, leg stretches long, left leg pulls on in, some side to side, and then cross your leg over your body, arm tees out, gaze over your left. Inhale, come back to center. Leg stretches long. Arms overhead. Big full body stretch in. Exhale, both knees come into your chest. Hug them on, really squeeze them in. Rock them side to side. Roll out that lower spine again. And then maybe even if you cross your ankles, one hand to each knee. And you can guide with your knees, massaging along that lower back once more. One way, then the other.
can bring your feet on down to the mat. Walk your feet wide to the outside edges so your knees come together to touch. Arms come down by your side, palms face up. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale. You can stay here for Shavasana if your lower back is cranky, or you can stretch out your legs. And I'm going to leave you all be to continue Shavasana because I have chair exercise, chair yoga at 10 o'clock. So y'all take your Shavasana for as long as you want, at least 2 minutes, and relax. We'll see you. Make sure you like us on Facebook so we know you're watching. All right, bye.